Hey there, folks. Today is day 4 on my 100-day juice feast, and I'm feeling really, really freaking amazing today. Today has been such an awesome day already. Um, Pardon me. When I woke up this morning, um, I had gotten an email, and I saw that I had lots of money in my bank account that I completely was not expecting. It was for a health reimbursement account claim that I had made that I didn't think was going to be approved, and it was. And so I got reimbursed for all this money that I had spent earlier in the year when I got really sick, because I generally, well, this past year and a half, I've gotten sick more often. When I first became, vegetarian, vegan, and then became a raw foodist, I didn't get sick very often. I was actually pretty healthy most of the time, and then, I kind of slid downhill over the past few years, and then I've done a few different juice feasts where I've done really well, and then after the feast, I've done well for a few weeks, and then, just slowly or more quickly caved back to my bad habits. And so I've definitely been sick off and on, and plus I was also working in a job that I really, really disliked. It really didn't suit my lifestyle or who I am, and I was working in retail management, and so that was probably one of the biggest strains, because I was doing something that I didn't believe in, that I felt was wrong, because I worked for, a corporate store that marketed cheap products made in China, and that were very easily broken, and sold it at high expense to customers, and then I didn't feel good about it, and so I was always stressed about that too, and I would get sick. So anyways, I'm so happy to be doing this cleanse now, and I am doing 100 days instead of 30, because I really want this one to be big change, big cleansing, and I really need to focus on the ending of it and make sure that this time I don't go back into my old bad habits, because that's the danger in doing juice feasting and juice fasting, is that doing the juice feast itself is actually pretty easy once you get into it. What's hard is after the feast, after the fast, when you go back into eating again. If you're like me and you have control with or you have lack of control with your eating habits, it can be, it can be a bad thing if you constantly flip-flop like I have done. And, this time I'm really going to try and focus on creating stability and creating a support group while I'm doing this, so that when I come off of it, I will be surrounded by the kind of people that can support me in my goals and not be down on me. I've had some friends that in the past have been really negative towards me, both when I'm juice fasting and when I'm, breaking the fast, when I'm doing mostly raw foods, because they, find it inconvenient to go out to eat with me, which they already do because I'm vegan, but, doing raw foods, they think, oh, I can't eat anywhere, I don't want to eat where you want to go because I'm not going to like their food, which most of the time they probably would like the food, but they just won't give it a try, or they want to go somewhere else. And there are a lot of places I can still go and I can get a salad. I probably won't be 100% raw, super strict. I've done that before, and in the right setting that could work for me, but I find being a little more flexible probably will help me in the long run. And so, I can still go to, a Thai restaurant, and I can order a papaya salad if I wanted to. I could tell them to hold the roasted peanuts, but even just that little bit doesn't seem like too big of a deal for me at this point in my journey. They do mango salads and other salads, and, if I'm eating some cooked, I can still eat some soups and things like that, and, be reasonably healthy, and just, stay away from eating bad kinds of food and fried things, which I already don't eat much of anyway, but mainly focusing on healthy, raw, homemade, organic, fresh, local foods as much as possible, and it's great. So anyways, back to the juice feast and how everything is going today. So this money manifested. and it was amazing. And I've been doing a lot of meditation and spiritual focus since I started this cleanse again, getting back to my old habits of how I used to live when I used to have more support and I used to be more focused. And doing my Essene meditations. If anyone doesn't know about these Essene communions, I practice Essene spirituality. I actually a few years ago was ordained an Essene minister, and I'm not a member of the particular organization I was with anymore, but I still adhere to the beliefs and practices more on my own and with some close friends. And so I've been getting back to doing those communions, those meditations, and also I like to study some Kabbalistic techniques, and I have this Kabbalah deck, which is essentially a deck of a card deck of Hebrew letters and used for the purpose of divination. So you basically, I shuffle the cards in the morning, and then I pull the card to denote whatever would be the best thing for me, or the best message or inspiration for that day. Or sometimes I'll do it anytime I'm feeling stressed or like I need a little extra insight. And everything I've pulled the past few days has been right on. Like, I pulled letters about creating new beginnings, transformation. Today the card I pulled was the letter, I could be pronouncing it wrong. In English phonetically, well, it's probably not even phonetic, it's spelled C-H-E-T, but the letter is, I think it's called like Chet or something like that. It looks like Chet, but I think it's Chet. Correct me if I'm wrong, if there are any Hebrew speakers out there. And this word seems to talk about life and people living with fear. And you know, this card talks about, or this particular book that I have with the Kabbalah deck talks about utilizing the power of Chet to straddle the fears in life, to essentially acknowledge your fears, but to still go for your goals and your dreams anyway, and to put that focus on it. And the vision given in the book was that essentially fear is like a knife. It's like you've got the blade, which is life, this little thin, tiny space to walk upon, and then on each side you've got, you know, you could just fall. You've got your fears, you've got the whole side of the knife, and it's like a bridge. And you know, that if you can, you know, move forward despite your fears, despite your fear of falling, of failure, of whatever hasn't happened yet, you will succeed. And, you know, don't let your fear cripple you, because that's the shadow side of that, is that you can let your fear stop you from doing what you really love. And I was actually reading this morning about people's fears or regrets in life of people who are dying, who are in hospice, and one of their greatest fears was that they really didn't follow their dreams. They didn't do what they wanted to do or what they were passionate about. They worked too much just to take care of their financial needs, but they didn't balance it out with their loves and their passions. And so during this cleanse, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm working to do what I love, which is massage and energy healing and any kind of healing work, and working with people to facilitate understanding, peace, and healing. So I feel so great during this cleanse. I mean, I'm actually definitely feeling emotional, which comes up while you're cleansing. And I feel great because, like, this money manifested. I have an opportunity tomorrow to meet with someone about some potential massage opportunities, and even if it doesn't pan out, it's something that it's an opportunity. It's something to look forward to. It's networking. I mean, regardless, it's going to be a great thing to have. And even just having interviews is awesome. So, looking forward to that. And besides all that, I've also been doing daily colon cleansing. I do home enemas, which is, I know it's controversial in the community, but I believe, and many of the mentors I follow do believe, colon cleansing is an integral part of juice fasting or feasting, and cleansing in general, because you build up a lot of toxins in your colon over the years. So a lot of people go out and get colonics, which is great. I would do that, but colonics are expensive, and you know, while I did manifest some money today, I need to pay my rent and other bills with that. So maybe when I get some more money together during this cleanse, I'll go and get a professional colonic. But You can also buy enema bags at the drugstores and medical supply stores. And I'm not talking about like the Fleet enema in a little bottle. I'm talking about one of those red bags. It's almost like a hot water bottle, the kind that you would put in bed with you. Except, besides having that function you can use it for, it also has the tube on the end, so you can fill it up with pure warm water to do your enema. Well, I'd been using that for years, and then recently I actually bought a shower attachment. You can actually get them, not probably in a health location, but you can get them in like an adult sex shop, which is kind of funny, but I wish they sold them in the health food stores. And it comes with the like douche/enema nozzle on it. And what I did was, because I want pure water, and I do live in a city. I live in Oakland, California, and so I actually have a shower filter. So I bought an extra little pipe attachment from the hardware store, and I attached it on the opposite side of the filter. So I'm actually getting filtered water, and it's warm. I don't have to go and like heat water or like do water that might be too cold and irritating. I actually can adjust the flow from the faucet, and I can totally just do my cleansing there, and just I lay down in the bathtub and do that, and then move over to the toilet to finish up. So it's almost like having your own colonic machine at home. So it's pretty awesome, and definitely saves having to mess around with annoying bags and all that. So totally cool. I'm going to be starting growing my wheatgrass today, and speaking of which, this morning I soaked my seeds in a large mason jar, and the jar got swelled up so much because I put too much too many seeds in it, and so I couldn't get the seeds out. So finally, after a lot of shaking and some gentle scraping of the jar, I got enough out to make at least one tray, and I left the rest in the bottle, and I filled it up with water, and I'm going to make Rejuvelac, which you make essentially by soaking wheat berries. First time you soak them, then you pour off the water, then you add some more water, and you, some say to soak it or dump it again, but I just keep soaking it and let it go for a few days, and then you'll have some Rejuvelac, which is a wonderful digestive drink. It's, I don't want to say it's similar to kombucha, but I guess it is, in that it's a fermented drink full of good enzymes, and, definitely help in the cleansing process and help give extra probiotics, because when you're doing a colon cleansing, it's really important to take in some kind of probiotic because you are flushing your colon out. So the Rejuvelac will be just the perfect thing, and I'm also drinking some kombucha, which I would love to brew at home. So if anyone in the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area has a kombucha culture to share with me, I would love to get that from you. So anyways, I will have Rejuvelac soon too, which is really awesome, and I will soon have my own wheatgrass, which I'm growing at home, and I'm watering it with purified water, and also instead of buying expensive, even organic natural fertilizers, I'm just going to go to my local Asian market and buy some fresh, non-toasted seaweed. I'm going to blend it up in my blender into a powder, and then I'm going to just add like a teaspoon of it to my water when I water the wheatgrass. So the wheatgrass will be filled with lots of super minerals, which will be awesome. And something actually funny I noticed this morning, I have a tray of wheatgrass that I bought from a local store sitting out on my balcony off of my bedroom. And I found a squirrel in there eating the grass this morning. So I was intending on growing all my wheatgrass outside, but it is cold outside, and now that the squirrel seems to enjoy eating my wheatgrass, I think I will grow my wheatgrass inside unless I can figure out something to keep the squirrel out. But I don't think there's anything I could do to keep the squirrel out short of putting the wheatgrass inside some kind of fenced-in, caged-in thing all the way around and over the top. So I don't know, maybe if I leave that one tray out there that's already kind of overgrown and just let the squirrel munch on that, maybe the squirrel will leave the rest of my grass alone. But I can't blame the squirrel for wanting some healthy wheatgrass this time of year, as it is generally the grass of choice for animals. Anyways, so I had my juice today. It's actually a little bit left over from yesterday. I made a ton of juice later in the evening yesterday because I had been running errands to go buy the dirt for my wheatgrass trays, and so I didn't drink as much earlier in the day, and I didn't want to drink that much juice right before bed because I didn't want to get up 50 million times to have to pee. Plus I had a couple kombuchas, and I had a ton of wheatgrass juice, and I had some of this juice that I had made, and also I juiced a bunch of oranges and sweet limes. So anyways, had my juice, added some lemon to it this morning, same juice as yesterday, and anyways, that's it for now. Thank you for joining me today on day 4 of my hopefully 100-day amazing juice feast. Namaste, and keep juicing. And let me know if you have any comments or questions. I'd be happy to answer them for you.